Good night.
Good night. Thanks for inviting me out.
Yeah, no problem. Good night.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes? Can I, help you?
My name is David. Mrs. Peterson, I knew your son, Caleb.
Who is David Collins? He tells Laura Peterson that he was best friends with her deceased son Caleb during their time in the war in Afghanistan. Upon Caleb's death, David vowed to check in on his family when he returned home from duty. His story seems to check out, especially since there's a picture of Caleb and David in the Petersons' living room, and he's invited to stay with the family as long as he'd like. Laura's daughter Anna and her father Spencer are the only individuals who don't immediately trust David's intentions.
He was a friend of your brother's.
You knew Caleb?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
He's in the photograph of Caleb's squad. You saw the photograph.
You know what? What if he has the PTSD or whatever it's called? Some of these guys come back with mental health problems, Laura. Did you take that into account?
After he's learned mostly everything about each of the Petersons, he treats them like family and is extremely protective of them, helping out where he can, listening to their troubles, and offering his advice. But to what end?
And those kids at school, they were bigger than you.
Yeah.
And bring a knife to school. They take it off you and beat you up. You go around their houses at night and burn them down with their families inside. What's the worst they can do?
Yeah. Okay.
Curious things begin to happen as a result of David's influence, and after being seduced themselves, Anna and her brother Luke begin to gain some sense of who David might actually be.
So, what do you need me to do?
Get any information you can on this guy.
You really think David killed Craig and that other guy?
Yeah, I do.
David's motivations remain unclear even after the late great Lance Reddick gives us some chilling exposition that only raises further questions, doubts, and possibilities. David's ongoing ruse is more exciting and engaging to me than any unanswered questions the film leaves us with. So who is David Collins? He's ultimately a phantom haunting the Petersons as they grieve. I like a film that seems like one thing and slowly becomes something else, and this picture accomplishes that without pretension. From the start, it appears to be one of those generic early thousands coming home from war movies, but the guest is operating on a whole other level. Director Adam Wingard's vision is creepily subtle, focused, and his style is undeniable. I love that he's directing Godzilla movies now. That style carries over and brings a freshness to that franchise. Simon Barrett's script is quick-witted, and its ability to jump from genre to genre before revealing itself to be a pitch-black comedy is impressive. Dan Stevens is incredible as David.
What about him? Everybody's best friend. Called the military base that he said he was from, and they told me he was dead.
That's military intelligence for you.
He's able to gain your trust with his charm right up to the moment he mercilessly kills you. Micah Monroe convincingly plays a strong woman masquerading as a typical waitress in middle America until she's called upon to be the hero she was meant to be. She also has killer taste in music. Steve Moore's score and the soundtrack are after my heart. We've got cold wave, dark wave, synth wave, bands like Love and Rockets, Clan of Zymox, Sisters of Mercy. There's even an official soundtrack to a sequel that doesn't exist. It's also a legitimate Halloween movie. I can't recommend it enough as a new option for your seasonal viewing. There's a beautiful but sold out 4K special edition from Second Sight Films out of the UK. Standard editions are still available on the company website. It's also available to rent online for all you streamers out there. The Guest is a good movie. Really good. Check it out this Halloween and I'll see you next time.